Hey guys, welcome back to the Roofing Resource Channel. In this video, we're going to be covering a growing concern many homeowners are facing. Insurance carriers dropping or not renewing homeowners insurance because of old or deteriorating roofs. If you own an older home or looking to purchase an older home, here's a couple of things that we're going to be talking about that you might need to know. When does a roof become a liability to your insurer, and what you can do to help protect your coverage? So let's get All right, Brenton, so this topic that I want to talk to you about today is just insurance and how they handle old homes and old roofs. So let's just jump right into it. The first question I want to ask you, why does an old or damaged roof matter so much to insurance companies?
That's a great question, Hugh. I think the most obvious factor is the older a roof is, or the poor condition a roof is in, the more likely the insurance company is going to have to pay for damages, right? Yeah. So what I mean by that, the older a roof is, the more likely they are to get wind damage or to have leaks or to have a storm damage. In return, that means more liability on the insurance company and more likely they're going to have to pay out more money for a claim. And more specifically, you here at the beach, we live in a coastal environment where we have a lot of wind, a lot of rain, a lot of climate issues.
Yes.
That just heightens the fact, right? It just more makes it even more likely for older roofs to get damaged, right? So a lot of times we see some insurance companies pull out of this area specifically because they know the likelihood of a roof to get damaged by the weather is pretty likely.
Well, yeah, that kind of jumps me into my next question. You kind of did touch on it a little bit, but under what circumstances will an insurer cancel or refuse to renew because of the roof?
I would say the biggest one that we see specifically is around the age.
Okay.
Right? It's easy for them to say, okay, hey, what year this house was built? 15 years ago? They know that, hey, this roof is most likely 15 years old. Right. It used to be at 20 years, once your shingle roof is 20 years old, it would be nearly impossible to find somebody to insure your home, just solely due to the age of the roof.
Yeah.
We've seen that number creep closer to even down to 15 years as of this year. I would say a lot of the calls that we get are people saying, hey, I've got a 15-year-old roof, I need to replace it or my insurance company will not renew me, right? Other things that they may look at is like visible damage. If you've had prior repairs, it may be visible to a satellite or a drone. They're going to say, hey, they've had a couple repairs in the past. This roof is prone to leaks and issues. They need to replace it or we're not going to insure them.
Gotcha.
Right. So that's a couple little pieces there. Another one that we often see is like poor maintenance or neglect. What I mean by that is like debris pile up on a roof or, the gutters being clogged up, that they can just tell. And that's one of the signs they look for is, has this roof been maintained, right? Or has it just been flat out neglected?
I'll say, yeah, we actually have a video on roof rot where we kind of dive into, just how that becomes a neglect thing. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out.
Absolutely.
Tagging that. But here we go. Next question I wanted to ask you, just if a homeowner gets a cancellation or a non-renewal notice because of their roof, what's the first thing they should do?
I think they immediately should find their local trusted contractor, roofing contractor, and have them inspect the roof, right? Because they're going to be able to give you an unbiased opinion on the current state of the roof, see how is it holding up. There's a lot of factors that they'll look at just to give them a more clearer picture from the other side of the aisle. Say, hey, no, your insurance company has a good point. Your roof's at the end of its life. I agree with them. Or it's, hey, something's not right. I think this roof is in great shape, and they may be able to speak directly with your insurance agent or your insurance company. It really just depends. But to tie a bow on it and to answer your question more directly, get your roof inspected by somebody that you trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Now, is there a path forward short of a full replacement? As if if a roof is aging but not yet failing? Like say your roof is in great condition, but it is kind of reaching that 20-year mark. Is there any sort of instance where insurance would be like, it's still in good condition even though the age is at this point? Or is it typically, once it reaches that point, no matter what the condition is, they typically want you to replace?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. Typically, an insurance company is only going to give you that as an option or bring this up as a concern if one, it gets to the age point, right? Or if you're filing a claim, right? A lot of times people will file a claim, whether it's storm related or not. An insurance adjuster comes out and they see, hey, well, this is the current state of the roof. What I always recommend for homeowners is if you're in this situation where your current insurance company is not going to renew you for whatever reason, if your roof arguably still has some life left in it and you've got a roofer that will stand behind that, I think having your insurance agent shop around to different companies.
Okay.
Right? There's been times in the past where, for example, Ms. Betty, it was about 3 weeks ago, and her insurance company said, hey, you got to replace your roof next week or, in the next month, or we're going to drop you. She called us out. We were able to document everything, show that the roof still had some useful life in it based on these couple of different tests or circumstances that we have. Her current insurance company said, that doesn't matter. You need to replace it. Her agent was able to find her a different insurance company to use. So it bought her another year or two.
Well, that's awesome. Absolutely. Now, last thing I want to kind of get into with you is just any advice recommendations that you would have for homeowners. So given what we know, what advice would you give homeowners to avoid insurance cancellation over roof issues?
Couple things.
Yes.
First, I would say stay on top of your roof maintenance. As your roof ages, there's things that you can do to prolong the life. First thing would be, like I said, with roof maintenance, could be clearing off any debris, making sure there's no pine needles or leaves or limbs that are on the roof. That's going to cause leaks. That's also going to deteriorate the shingles faster. So that's number one, regular roof maintenance. The second thing I would say is document everything, right? The more you can document, the better chance you have just to show them the full picture if this was to come up. And I think just be proactive is the most important thing that I would argue.
Absolutely.
When you're proactive, you're not having to be reactive. A lot of times it's sad, homeowners call us all the time, hey, I need a roof and I need it right now. And it makes them rush into a decision, and it's frankly a big decision. A roof can be $20,000, $30,000 and they're having to pull the trigger right away just to get on somebody's schedule. And I've even seen it where homeowners are forced to go with a less reputable, less known company solely because they're against a shot clock and they have to get it done in the next couple of days.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Prince, and I appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely.
If you like this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment with any questions or experiences you've had with roof installs. For more information on this topic, visit our learning center at linterroofing.com. Thanks for watching.